Hello everyone, good day. Today we will be learning about measurement of vertical distances. If you are going to compress the phrase measurement of vertical distances, that would be the word leveling. What is leveling? Leveling is the process of directly or indirectly measuring vertical distances to determine the elevation of points or differences in elevation. So, leveling is vital and is very important aspect of surveying because leveling operations are undertaken to provide necessary data for engineering design and construction and the production of topographic maps. Here is a simple illustration of leveling. So as you can see here, this is a level surface that intersects point B. That means tanang point nga naglay ani niya nga surface has the same elevation. So what is elevation? Elevation is the vertical distance, no? Like this one, elevation of B, vertical distance from a reference datum. In this illustration, our reference datum is the mean sea level. Okay, so again, when we say elevation, that is the vertical distance from the reference datum. Okay, so that is elevation of point B, and here we have the elevation of point A, which is this one, that one. Okay, elevation of point A, that is the vertical distance of point A from the reference datum. Next, so here are the different leveling methods. So we have the direct leveling, we have the reciprocal leveling, and each of these methods is being described or defined in your notes. So we have profile leveling, trigonometric leveling, we have stadial leveling, cross-section leveling, and barrow pit leveling. Now among the 7 leveling methods, ang ato lang ma-tackle ani is ang direct leveling, the profile leveling, and the stadia leveling. So we'll come to differential leveling. Now what is differential leveling? Differential leveling is the process of determining the difference in elevation between two or more points some distance apart. From the term itself, differential, the main purpose or the main objective of this leveling method is to determine the difference in elevation between two or more points. Okay, so here's the simple illustration here. So we have here the point and we have here the another point. So you are going to determine the difference elevation between this point and this point. Okay, so it requires a series of setups of the instrument along a general route, and for each setup a rod reading back to the point of known elevation, which is this one. So we have this point, known elevation, that is a rod reading back to the point of known elevation and forward to a point of unknown elevation are taken. Okay, so that is differential leveling. Now before we can proceed with sample problems with differential leveling, first we are going to acquaint ourselves with the different leveling terms. So the first one there is benchmark. We have BM or benchmark. A benchmark like this one, as you can see in this illustration, sa inyo nakita din ha, natay point din ha, and it was designated as BM1. That is benchmark. It is a fixed point of reference whose elevation is either known or assumed. They may be permanent or temporary. So that is benchmark. Next, we have bauxite. That is BS. A bauxite is a reading taken on a rod held on a point of known elevation. Now take note of this. It is a sight to a point which has a known elevation. Nag-sight kag usa ka point nga known iyahang elevation. So sa tuang illustration, we have here the bauxite because benchmark here has a known elevation. So bisag kanang benchmark nimo naa pa na sa imong atubangan, if ang iyahang elevation is known, then that sight is what we call back sight. Okay, next is we have the foresight. A foresight is a rod reading taken on a point whose elevation is to be determined or unknown. So for example, this one we have TP1. Okay? We have TP1. Unknown man ang elevation nato diha. So that means any reading on that point is matake na to as foresight. Basta usa ka point nga atong gikuhaan og reading nga unknown iyang elevation, bot pasabot na, that is foresight. Kung usbon na, even if your point is behind you, kunya unknown iyang elevation, bot pasabot na, kana nga sight is what we call foresight. Okay? Next is turning point. A turning point is an intervening point between two benchmarks, like this in our illustration. So maybe sa ato ang pag-set up sa benchmark 1, unya layo ka ang benchmark 2, di maklaro, so naatay gitawag na turning point. Ang purpose sa turning point is to enable a leveling operation to continue from a new instrument position. Okay? So for example, kani layo kayo niya pag-sight dito, di na makita dito sa benchmark 2, na benchmark 2 ay. So bot pasabot, magkinahanglan ta og turning point. It is an intervening point in which foresight and backsight readings are taken para makabalhin ta into a new instrument position. Muna siya gitawag na turning point. And last, we have the height of instrument. Now, the height of instrument is not literal the height of instrument nga gikan dinhi hanto dinha sa imuhang yuta. No, ang bot pasabot ang height of instrument dinha, it is the elevation of the line of sight. Sama ni gikan sa reference datum padulong sa benchmark 1, muna siya ang imuhang elevation sa benchmark 1. So ang height of instrument is the elevation of the line of sight. Bot pasabot gikan sa reference datum padulong sa imuhang line of sight or the center of the instrument. Muna siya ang height of instrument. Sample problem. So from the given differential leveling notes, we are going to compute, or we are asked to compute first, letter A, the elevation of each turning points. That means elevation sa turning point 1, pila elevation din ha, turning point 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And letter B, elevation of benchmark 2 or BM2. So that would be here. Ana, pilay elevation din ha. And then, nangutana siya, pilay difference elevation between the two benchmarks. And that will be benchmark 1 and benchmark 2. And last is the difference elevation between turning point 3 and turning point 6. So whatever result unya nato dinhi, kwaon nato ang difference sa ilahang elevation. Okay. So next we have here a simple illustration. Now this illustration is not the actual illustration of the sample problem ani niya ha. So dili to siya mao. So we'll just have an illustration para masabtan unsaon pagkuha sa mga elevation sa turning point o sa benchmark 2. Okay. So as you can see here, given man to ato ang elevation sa benchmark 1 kana oh. So unsaon nato pagkuha sa elevation sa turning point 1? Simple lang. Ang elevation sa benchmark 1 plus sa nimo og backsight, no, sa benchmark 1. So dala mang benchmark 1 ay dalang benchmark 1. So plus sa nimo sa ihang backsight. So ang elevation plus sa backsight, unsa man na siya? That is the height of instrument from this reference datum to the center of the instrument or the line of sight. So unsa man na siya? Height of instrument 1, H1, is equal to elevation of benchmark 1 plus backsight of benchmark 1. That is height of instrument. And then, unsa na to pagkuha sa elevation sa turning point 1 is simply ang height of instrument 1 minus na to sa foresight sa turning point 1, which is this one. So height of instrument gikan dinhi padulong dinha, muna siya height of instrument 1. minusan na to og foresight sa turning point 1, that will become the elevation of turning point 1 from gikan dinha hangtod dinhi. Okay, so proceed ta sa elevation sa benchmark 2. Unsa man pag-compute sa elevation sa benchmark 2? First, we are going to compute HI2, which is this one. Unsa man pag-compute sa HI2? So, ani na pud siya. Parihara sa atong pag-compute ganiha dere. So, elevation of turning point 1, which is this one, elevation of turning point 1 plus the backside of turning point 1, which is this one, no? So that will make us the HI2 na kana siya, height of instrument 2, or meaning when you say HI2, the second instrument position. Again ha, unsa man pag-compute sa HI2? Elevation sa turning point 1, which is this one, from here up to here, na plus na to og backside kana, plus na to ani, mahimo siyang HI2. Okay, so mo na siya, no? HI2, elevation of turning point 1 plus backside of turning point 1. So since kini siya og dinha, that is your HI2, kini sa DI gikan dinha padulong dinhi, that is your HI2. So unsa man na to pag-compute sa elevation sa benchmark 2, which is this one, no? Elevation of benchmark 2, that is the vertical distance from the reference datum to benchmark 2. So that means elevation of benchmark 2 is HI2, which is this one, minusan lang nimo og foresight sa benchmark 2. And makuha na to ang elevation sa benchmark 2. Let's proceed. So we have here the data. Now, as you can see here, nanay value 101.285. Giunsa man na nako pagkuha. So we have here letter A. Okay, for benchmark 1. Height of instrument at benchmark 1, okay, height of instrument at benchmark 1 is equal to elevation of benchmark 1 plus backside of benchmark 1. Hopefully nakatimaan mo ganiya sa tuang i-illustrate. So height of instrument of benchmark 1 is equal to elevation of benchmark 1 plus backside of benchmark 1. Now, as you can see here, actually ang pag-designate og HI or height of instrument is dili unta ingon ani. Sa inyong notes ingon ani nako pagka sulat para dili mo ma-confuse asa na siya nga HI. Buot pasabot ana HI nga naa sa row sa benchmark 1. Pero actually, sa inyong leveling notes, sa inyong actual nga survey, hinganlan na siya og HI1. So, unsa ang pag-compute sa HI1? That is 100, that one, 100 plus 1.285, which is this formula. So, that is equal to 101.285. Now, para dali ninyong masabtan or dali ninyong ma-compute ang ato ang mga computations dinhi or mga values, tagaan na lang tamo sa pattern. Okay? So this is the pattern. Na. So elevation of benchmark 1, lupad ka dinhi. Tak, lupad. Plus the backside of benchmark 1 equals the height of instrument 1. Okay? So that is how we compute height of instrument. Next is, we have, how are we going to compute now the elevation of TP2? Giunsa man kung ipagkuha ning 98.940. Okay. Ani po ni siya ang pattern. Gikan sa imong HI1, naog ka 1 level minus, okay? Minus the foresight of turning point 1 is equal to the elevation of turning point 1. Now, if you are confused, just refer to the figure just a while ago and the discussion about it. Okay? So, muna siya ang formula. Elevation of turning point 1 is equal to height instrument 1 minus foresight of TP1. That is equal to 98.94. Now, asa masanigikan ang 101.254? That is the height of instrument at the turning point 1. So, how did we get this value? So, ang pattern is ingon anira. Pak. Okay. So gikan dinhi plus na pug ka. Plus every time ka mga mulupad dinhi class padulong sa backside na plus gina siya. Okay? Walay backside class nga negative or walay backside nga minus. Ug inyong na-read ang inyong notes, ang backside usahay tawgon siya og plus side. Ang foresight usahay tawgon siya og minus side. Walay foresight nga plus, wala say backside nga minus. Okay? So tanang backside plus, tanang foresight minus. Okay? So how did we get this one? So 98.94 plus 2.314 equals 101.254. Okay, we'll proceed to turning point 2. Okay, giunsa naman po pagkuha ning 99.953 and 101.515. So mo na pud ni. Gikan sa imuhang height of instrument 2, naog na pud ka minus the foresight of turning point 2 equals. So both pasabot ani class. As you go along, ang una nimo ma-compute is ang elevation sa turning point. Usa pa ang height of instrument. So mo ani siya. So elevation of turning point 2 now, which is this one, is equal to height of instrument 2, height of instrument 2, this one, minus the foresight of turning point 2, which is 1.301. So it gives us the value 99.953. Then before we can proceed with turning point 3, we will compute the height instrument 3. Okay? So that will be, gikan din sa elevation, lupad na punta dito sa pikas. That will give us the height instrument 3, this one. Okay? So let's proceed with turning point 3. Sundalan ni nga process class or sundalan ni nga pattern. Okay? So gikan na po din minus equals. Pag human atong lupad gani nga dinhi pak equals minus na po ka, no? So mo go down ka og one level sa tabulation. So minus foresight mo ni siyang computation HI3 minus foresight of TP3 equals the elevation of TP3. And then next pattern is lupad na po ka dito pak. That will give us the height of instrument 4 na, which is 101.856. Next is gikan na pud ani 101.856, naog na pud ka minus sa foresight sa turning point 4 equals ana niya. So mo ni siya ang ato ang computation. And then lupad na pud ka pak dito. So ma-compute na pud nimo ang height of instrument niya. Okay? So pattern lang na siya. Kana na pud siya, gikan na pud ani minus na pud dinhi para sa turning point 5 minus nga equals nga gikan din plus na pud diha. Pag human din equals mo na siya ang 101.151. Human na pud, gikan na pud ani niya, naog na pud. Pag humagnaog equals tak. Human din muna siya ang value. Lupad na po ka dito. Pak. Equals the height of instrument 7. Sunod na po, gikan sa height instrument 7, which is this one, naog na po ka usa ka level. Minus. Equals. And then, gikan din which is our elevation of turning point 7. Lupad na po ta din Pak. Equals. So, muna siya ang solution niya. 103.480. So, elevation plus backside. No? Ang pirmi plusan sa backside is the elevation. Nya, ang pirmi minusan sa foresight is the height of instrument. Okay? So, kani, this is now height of instrument 8. Kani siya, 103.48. So, next is last, which is the requirement, which is requirement B. From this height of instrument, like I said, minusan of foresight, that will give us the answer. So, muna siya ito ang answer sa letter B, elevation of benchmark 2. Okay. So, naansira na nato ang requirements sa letter A. Elevation kuno sa mga turning point o elevation sa benchmark 2. Now, if you are not really sure with your answers here, you can check. The good thing with this topic is maka-check ka sa imong answer. Okay? So, ang saan pag-check? All you have to do is sum up all the backside. Wala man na siya positive, negative. So, dali ra. Arithmetic sum ra. 1.285 plus 2.34 plus 1.562 until here. Okay? So, after that one, you sum up all the four side pod. Kini, sum up po ni siya. 2.341, 2.345, 1.301 until here, 2.987. So, both values have 15.412 meters and 14.919 meters respectively. Okay, so next, so pag-check na to, do this equation lang. So we have elevation of benchmark 1, which is this one, plus summation of backside. Ganun plus man, sir, because just a while ago, nag-isgot man ta nga ang backside always gina siya nga plus. Minus foresight. Ganun minus man, ang foresight always gina siya nga minus. It should be equal to the elevation of benchmark 2. Okay? So, checking na siya. I-add din mo ni tanan. Kana siya. I-add din mo tanan. Kana siya. So, dapat mo equal siya. No? Dapat mo check siya. Priha siya. No? Now, if naani siya ay difference, no? What I mean is, dili siya equal. Like, for example, 100.493 ni siya. Nya, kini 100.693, and there's something wrong with your solution. Ang akong problema, asa kadapitan na sayop dinhi ba or dinhi? Pirti na bang medyo tedious na kayo on sound pag-check. So that is why I need you to be careful when it comes to computing height of instrument and elevation. Dili man ni siya lisod kay plus minus raman ni siya. Simple arithmetic. All you have to do is just be careful in computing the elevation and the height of instrument. Dapat numerically equal gini siya. Dili pod numerically equal pero lahi og sign, nahimo ni siyang negative nya kini positive. So lahi pod, no? There's something wrong with your solution. So that checks our answer. So equal man sila, both pasabot. Kaning atong values diri tanan o kanang values ato diri tanan sakto na sila basta mo equal ni sila kini siya o kana siya. Okay? Next is we have letter C. What would be the difference elevation between benchmark 1 and benchmark 2? So we have here benchmark 1, benchmark 2. Mas dako man ang benchmark 2, so bigger minus smaller lang difference. 100.493 minus 100, that gave us the answer 0.493 meters. And then letter D, we have the difference elevation between turning point 3 and turning point 6. So asa may mas dako? So ang turning point 6 may mas dako kaysa turning point 3. So bigger minus smaller lang. In case mas dako ang elevation sa turning point 3, both pasabot, mas higher siya, then bigger minus smaller lang sad. So muna siya ang answer sa tuang sample problem sa inyong notes. Hopefully you have studied earlier and advanced para makuan gyud class mas ma-internalize pa gyud ninyo. Na ako'y gustong isulti ninyo nga every time mo mag-kuan class, mag advanced study, and then sa inyong pag-advanced study inyo yung dig deeper and then nasundan siya og answered problems, especially aning atong video, mas deeper ang ihang learning kaysa katong mag-agad ra mo sa kuang video nga wala mo nag-advanced study, medyo shallow ra inyong learning. And hopefully inyo ning ansiran by your own para ma-check ninyo og pariha ba gyud tag answer. Okay? I think that's all for now. God bless you and have a good day.